Ladies and gentlemen of the Paragon world, the Age of Intellect is upon us. The version 40 patch, that is, at least. Now this patch is so big, I'm going to split this into two videos. One for today, the other for tomorrow. So this video is going to focus on the gameplay changes and the hero updates. The other video will focus on the card updates and the general changes. Good reason for this, because the last video I made on such an enormous patch, which was, I believe, 38.5. Let's go through all the gameplay changes. So, we've got the shield. It now absorbs mitigated damage. This now means the shield behaves like temporary health and is now also affected by armor in the same way. The core has been reworked entirely. So it no longer splits its damage between all targets in the radius. It will now deal 110 basic damage to all enemies, regardless of radius. And attack speed, depending on how many inhibitors are destroyed, will be reduced. This sort of allows a more fluent gameplay. Instead of go straight for one lane and then kill the core, it's now go straight for all lanes. The jungle has been changed completely. The jungle has been updated with new updated melee jungle minion behaviours. So now they are more difficult to kite and avoid the damage entirely. They will now more reliably hit players who are a short distance away from them. As a result of the change, they've adjusted the damage and reward levels for fighting jungle camps. So the white jungle minion damage has been reduced from 7 per hit to 6 per hit. The white jungle minion card power bounty is now from 73 points to 85 points, and the jungle minion amber link contribution has been increased from 30 to 35. The golf buff. The monster has been replaced with the butterfly thing that you find in the river camps, and now grants 300 card points when killed. I find that to be so much better, because now at least the support can keep an eye out instead of helping you destroy the gold monster buff. The green buff. Upon acquisition, there will be an increased damage reflection from 15 damage points to 20 damage points, a reduced explosion base damage from 100 points to 80, and reduced explosion damage per hero level to 13 from 15. The Raptor Camp has had its respawn time changed from 5 minutes to 4 minutes. And the Raptor card point bounty has been reduced from 800 points to 650 points. Now for the big confusing one, All Prime. The duration of the All Prime buff acquisition has been increased from 2 minutes to 2.5 minutes. Now, this was vice versa a couple of patches ago, so what the hell was the point in decreasing the duration for a temporary amount of time then? Now, for the hero update. So we know about FaZe, she's coming, there'll be an overview video tomorrow, but let's get on with the other one. So, Aurora's Cryoseism. They've corrected an issue which could cause Cryoseism to deal unintended additional damage. Feint's Reaping Dash has had its damage bonus increased to 35%, 70%, 105% and 140% from 10%, 25%, 40% and 55%. And it can no longer crit. Good. Feint mounting the buff badly. Gadget Speed Gate movement speed has been increased from 125 points to 200 points, and it now decays over the effect duration. Greystone. First off, no reward Greystone looks awesome. That will be coming in Tuesday, and now he's been given a sort of nerf. So they've completely reworked his Stoic. It's now called Deflect. It's still a passive, but from every 9 seconds, 7 seconds, 5 seconds or 3 seconds, Greystone will block 100% of the damage of the next basic damage instance that hits him, and it will no longer provide bonus health or basic armor. Iggy's Scorch. His flame turrets have been changed. His turrets will now have health instead of pips. So from levels 1 to 4, the turrets will now have 200 health, 350 health, 500 health and 650 health, and they will take 60% reduced ability damage. Lieutenant Bellico's Void Drone has also been given the sort of same thing as Iggy's flame turrets. However, it's been given a big nerf. So base damage from the Void Drone has been reduced. They've been reduced by 30 hit points. So now it's 30, 50, 70 and 90 ability damage points from 60, 80, 100 and 120 points. And the power scaling has been reduced from 0.5% to 0.376%. And in the same way, it now has health instead of pips. It's 200, 375, 550 and 725 health points. Again, takes 60% reduced ability damage. Now for the big one. This is Kallari. This is the biggest change to the character ever. So the crippling dagger has been moved to right mouse button or R1 button and is now a quick cast ability. The base damage has been increased from 60, 80, 100 and 120 points to 75, 115, 155 and 195 points. Because now you can triple jump using the spacebar instead of having it to cost you bloody mana. So the new ability in its place is now called Shadow Dance, which is E or triangle. Shadow Dance passively provides bonus health regeneration while Kallari is in the shadow plane, from 3, 6, 9 and 12 health points per second. It will allow Kallari to jump up to 2 additional times after jumping, as said with the triple jump. The cooldown of the triple jump has been reduced from 18, 15, 12 and 9 seconds to 14, 12, 10 and 8 seconds. The Shadow Walk now has a passive. It will now activate automatically when Kallari drops below 35% health. This effect can only trigger once every 60 seconds and only triggers if the damage is dealt from enemy heroes and not from, say, the green buff. And Death Sentence has been given a 250 movement point speed slowdown when Kallari is challenging Death Sentence to her intended victim. It should at least help her line up more when she arrives to get the kill. Murdock has been given a nerf. Her base ability armor has been reduced from 21.4 points to 20 points, and ability armor per level has been reduced from 0.81 points to 0.75 points. Muriel's alacrity has been changed. It's been given a big buff. So movement speed has been increased from 35, 50, 65 and 80 speed points to 150, 175, 200 and 225 points. However, the movement speed will now decay over the 2-second duration. Murdock has also been given a massive rework. So Move Along and Static Trap are now gone. But before I speak about them, let's go into the Buckshot. So Buckshot has been moved from Q to right mouse button, or primary and R1. The enemies damaged by Buckshot will be pushed back if they're within 700 units of Murdock, up to a maximum distance of 700 units away, and the damage range remains to be 1000 units. In Move Along's place is now Hot Pursuit. It's a passive and it grants an additional 100, 150, 200 and 250 movement speed points when running at a visible critically wounded enemy within 3000, 4000, 5000 or 6000 movement units. And in Static Trap's place is now Shots Fired. It's E or secondary. It's now a passive, so it now grants Murdock's next basic attack bonus range and 15, 30, 45 and 60 basic armor penetration every 10, 8, 6 or 4 seconds. The shot can miss, and if it does, the cooldown is consumed. Narbash has been given a buff, the March at least. So the March movement speed has been increased from 65, 90, 115 and 140 movement points to 125, 150, 175 and 200 movement points. However, duration has been reduced to 2.5 seconds from 3 seconds, and again movement speed decays over the time. Richter has been given a buff. Shock Therapy's cooldown has been reduced to 12 seconds at all levels instead of 21 seconds, 18 seconds, 15 seconds and 12 seconds. Shinbi has been given a buff. So Shinbi's all kill. She can now cast it while moving, and the wolf stack duration has been increased from 10 seconds from 7 seconds. Rushing Beat has also been changed. Shinbi will no longer lose the ability to recast Rushing Beat after being stunned or silenced. And Line Tempo's projectile speed has been increased. Steel has also been reworked. The Force Shield is now gone and Bulwark has been reworked. So Bulwark is now basically Steel's way of moving his Force Shield. It moves with him on his back and is smaller, and the duration has been increased from 4 seconds at all levels to 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds and 7 seconds. And he has a passive, Ablative Armor, which is his E or circle. So Steel grants 4 stacks of 50, 65, 80 and 95 ability armor for a total of 200, 260, 320 and 380 ability armor. So how does that work? So basically it's just a stack every second of the use of the ability, which again is a passive. It's a stack of every 6, 5, 4 and 3 seconds, and the timer will reset when he takes new instances of ability damage. However, when he does take ability damage, it will remove one stack. This makes him a true tank now. The Fae has also been given a small nerf. So, it's basically a Harvest Nettles that has been sort of redone. So, when you hit someone with Harvest Nettles now, you can now stack damage. So on consecutive hits, while the player has been affected with Harvest Nettles, within 9 seconds, 15% more damage per hit, stacking up to 60% bonus damage per hit. I hope to God this now finally makes people use the Fae more in the mid lane, because she's more useful there than she is as a support. And Yin has been given a nerf. So her lash kick range has been reduced from 950 units to 750 units, which again, what the hell was the point in doing that in the first place? And her wind burn has been, well, affected as well. So mana is now doubled from 40 to 20 mana, and the cooldown has been increased from 20 seconds, 15 seconds, 12 seconds and 8 seconds to 21 seconds, 18 seconds, 15 seconds and 12 seconds. Yeah, that's quite bad. But that is part 1 of version 40. But the next one will be uploaded in the next some hours maybe. So I'll see you then. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all real soon. Goodbye!